This was a good episode, very emotional. Flashback episode, we get the return of Joel. We started off with Joel and Tommy as little kids. Tommy has gotten himself in some trouble trying to buy some weed, and Joel sticks up for Tommy against her dad, who is a cop. And apparently, her dad is a little abusive, it seems like. And Joel makes it clear he is going to not allow his dad to put hands on Tommy. And if he has to punish him, that's fine, but do not touch Tommy. And it's a very powerful moment. We establish the fact that Joe lies to protect the people he loves, and he has no issue with that. And he will lie to protect the people he loves. And we don't get his dad doesn't abuse. His dad doesn't abuse either one of them. He goes and grabs a beer and sits down and has one with Joe and tells the story of how his dad broke his Joe's grandfather broke his jaw one day. Broke Joe Senior's jaw when he was a little kid for trying to steal a candy bar. Trying to steal a candy bar, and yeah, it's a very emotional moment. This was to me the most impactful for me of the entire episode. But yeah, he basically ends the story with saying, "Yes, I've laid hands on you and your brother, but I never was. It never was like that. It never was that malicious. It never was that hateful. And my whole goal as your father has been to be a little bit better than my father was. And if you ever have a kid, I want you to be. I hope that you strive to be a little bit better than me." And it is a very powerful moment. And wow, from there we go to Ellie's first 15th birthday. And by the way, the actor, whoever acted as Joe's father, was absolutely incredible. He did a phenomenal job. But now we have a dojo back. Pedro Pascal is back in the building, and it's Ellie's first 15th birthday. Joe has been scouting, and he is trading some Legos with Seth to get Ellie a birthday cake made. Which of course Seth gets the name wrong and brings her back "Happy Birthday, Eli," but it's still all good. Very, very Joe's the father here. He takes a guitar and refurbishes the guitar and basically handcrafts that thing, freaking chiseling a mouth into the guitar and everything. It was just impressive and beautiful to watch. They have that moment together, which is really special. Joe sings to Ellie. Just dope moments. From there, we go to the 16th birthday. Joe takes Ellie to see a dinosaur statue. So she climbs on top of the dinosaur, has that moment, and they go to a museum where they pretend they're going to outer space, which is absolutely amazing. Joe's incredible. Joe's father, yeah, for sure, father of the decade. It was absolutely incredible. Um, at the end, he asks her, "Did he do good?" And she is having the most amazing time. And Joel is, you can see a tear coming out of Joel's eye. Everything changes when she goes to 17. Though we finally get a birthday cake that says "Happy Birthday, Ellie." So, but Ellie, when Joel gets home, Ellie is upstairs, smoking weed, hooking up with a girl, and getting a tattoo. And Joel freaks out like this is like, look, we was just playing make believe last year. What in the hell is going on right now? And so it's a lot for her. Ellie completely lashes out, which I wasn't feeling, because I'm like, this is you, girl. You got the best father all time. Why in the hell are you up here lashing out this man when you did wrong? But I guess it's supposed to be her rebellious teenage stuff. So from there, we go to pretty much, we get a moment where it shows that Ellie clearly has questions about whether or not Joe told the truth about the Firefly. So she's been questioning that for quite some time. So then we go all the way kind of to present day at 19. Joe takes Ellie on her first patrol, and we get the whole Eugene story. I could have done without the Eugene story. I thought the acting was really good. My guy from The Matrix, I thought he did a great job. I could have just done without that. I could have done completely without the Eugene story. Eugene gets bit. Ellie and Joe find him on patrol as they're told to go and check on him. And Eugene just wants to beg to go see Gail, and Joe's like, that is their policy. And Ellie has him put out his hand and has him count to 10, and she's like, "Oh, he's good. Let's take him back to see Gail." And Joel is like, "Okay, I promise we can do that." And Joel ends up killing Eugene. Like he takes him out to a very nice landscape and tells him just imagine your wife and you know puts a bullet in his head. I I I, I was on Joe's side. So then we get back. So they get back home. Ellie's pissed at Joe, and Joe tells Ellie, hey, it's best that we just don't tell. Just follow along my story. This is for the best, and we just gonna tell Gail. Just follow along when I tell Gail what happened. And of course, he says, Eugene went out bravely, which he really didn't, and he didn't want to risk you or risk the community, which Eugene didn't care, and Ellie says, hell no, that ain't how that went. That ain't how none of that went. And she goes and snitches on Joel and calls him out in front of Gail, and Gail slaps the man in the face. She goes from getting consoled by Joel to slapping him in the face. I hated the moment. I could have done without the Eugene story. First of all, Joel was completely right. Joel was completely right. Like, one, what the hell is this? Like, what does that mean? Okay, you can walk in. You've been drinking. Somebody's been drinking all day, and they can walk in a straight line. Does that mean they good to? Does that mean they good to operate they car? What does that even mean? How in the world can you use that? How will Eugene know he got an hour left? How would you? Okay, he's not changing right now, but how would you know? And then he's following policy. Joel did the right thing, and then there's a lot. And then I'm gonna take you there for you to see cordyceps, for you to see your husband change, and for me to still have to put a bullet in his head in front of you. Like, that made no sense. Joe did the right thing, and her immaturity in that moment, just how unlikable she was in that moment for even doing. I'm like, and this the man who done all this for you and done these elaborate birthdays. I wasn't feeling the moment at all. So from there, we jump to another 9 months, and Ellie been holding a grudge this whole time. About her when she seen Joe live, and the way he lied was similar to when he told her what happened, that Raiders took out the Fireflies. And so she mad about that on top of the Eugene situation. And it's like, really, you? So we go to the present day where everything happens at what we saw happen at New Year's with the kiss with Dana, with Dina and all that stuff. And then her and Joel have a conversation where she confronts Joel and basically says, did you lie about the Fireflies, and was there a cure? And Joel admits, yes, there was a cure, and yes, I lied, and I would do it all over again. Powerful moment. Like I said, I thought that part of the episode kind of just dipped down for me, just because, one, to me it's so unfair. Even though she did say she would try to forgive Joel, but she didn't know she would ever. But one, how do you know that cure would have worked? There's no way to know that cure would have worked. One, you were a child who wasn't capable, really, he had never had that conversation with you, which, if you were an adult and he had that conversation, which I would understand him not respecting the wishes, but to your child, and then he's also lost his daughter, and he's found, and that broke his heart at the beginning of this thing, and he had to deal with that pain for years, and now he's found a second daughter, and you want him to go through that all over again, it's just, and then even the world even with a cure wouldn't be saved. You can't, all these people are still dead, they still clickers, you still be torn apart. And then the Fireflies, the wolves are a fraction of the Fireflies. Would they give the cure to the scars? It just, I don't know. That part I wasn't feeling. But I do think this was arguably the best episode of the season. The best acting for sure, because I have not loved Bella playing adult Ellie at all. I don't think she's serious enough for me, and so. But I thought that was the best act she's done. Pedro Pascal was absolutely awesome. 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Also, I question the episode placement. This should have been episode 3. And why would y'all do this right before the season finale? But still a good episode.